Hi Form 3 girls, I'm Mr. Lu. This video is going to discuss the problems in homework 4. There are 2 questions only, and I think they are not too difficult for you. Okay, firstly, question 1. Question 1 gives you the speed time graph of a bus which travels along a straight road. And for part A, you have to find out the speed of the bus at t equals to 25 seconds. Okay, how to do it from the graph? Okay, you can simply read from get the information from the graph directly. So you use a ruler to mark the time at 25 seconds, and when it meets the curve and you project it to the horizontal, you can get the answer, which is equal to 15 meters per second. Is it okay? And for part B, you have to describe the motion of the bus in 3 parts. The first part, 0 to 10 seconds. Okay? Look at the graph. For the first part of the journey, the speed of the graph initially is at 12 meters per second. And in the first 10 seconds, the speed is kept constant at 12 meters per second. So you can say that when t is 0 to 10 seconds, the bus travels with uniform speed. Uniform means the speed is constant throughout the first 10 seconds. Is it okay? Next, for the next 5 seconds, from 10 to 15 seconds, the speed of the bus starts from 12 and increase along a straight line and up to 17. Because the speed is increased along the straight line, so you say that when the time from 10 to 15 seconds, the bus travels with uniform acceleration. Uniform means constant acceleration. The bus increases its speed along a straight line. Is it okay? And for the last part of the journey, okay, the speed decreases from 17 and then to 14 along a straight line again. So for this case, the bus did not accelerate, it should be decelerate. Okay, so the bus travel with uniform deceleration. Okay, all the underlined words are the keywords for this question. Is it okay? So you can divide the graph into 3 parts and describe the motion of the bus one by one. And for part C, can you find out the acceleration of the bus during the first 10 seconds and then the next 5 seconds and the last part of the journey? Okay, so which equation can help you to find out the acceleration of the bus? So you can make use of this equation. A equals to V minus U divided by T, right? So look at the graph again. From 0 to 10 seconds, okay, what is the final speed during this part of the journey? That means the speed of the bus at 10 seconds, which is equal to 12. And the initial speed of the bus is equal to 12 again. And what is the time taken for this part of the motion? It is 10 minus 0. Okay, so you can make use of this form equation to find out the acceleration. And everybody should know that 12 minus 12 is 0. 0 divided by 10 is 0 again, right? But don't forget to write down the unit of your answer. Okay, what is the unit of the numerator? The unit of the numerator is meter per second because it is the speed of the bus. What is the unit for the denominator? It is second. So meter per second divided by second should be meter per second square, right? So you should write down the unit as well. And for the next part of the journey, from 10 to 15 seconds, so you can make use of the same formula, okay, to find out the acceleration of this part of the motion. The final speed of the bus during this part of the motion, that means the speed of the bus at 15 seconds, which is equal to 17. And the initial speed of this part of the journey, okay, that means the speed of the bus at 10 seconds is equal to 12. and the time taken for this part of the motion should be 15 minus 10 or simply 5 seconds. Okay, you can do it either way. Okay, for the result. Okay, 17 minus 12 is equal to 5, and 15 minus 10 is equal to 5. 5 divided by 5 is equal to 1 meter per second square. Okay, is it okay? I think you should be confident enough. Okay, if you can't find it in the past, I think now you can find out the acceleration of the bus for the last part of the journey. But be careful, because this part, the bus has a deceleration. Okay, so the answer should have a negative sign. Okay, so your answer should be negative. Is it okay? Check your answer with the solution. And for the last part of this question, the question asks you to find out the area under the speed time graph. What is meant by the area under the speed time graph? Okay, the brown line is the speed time graph. The area under the speed time graph means the area bounded by this graph and the time axis. That means the pink area, the green area, and the red area. So you can divide the whole figures into 3 parts. So for the first part, it's simply a rectangle. So how to find out the area of rectangle? You use the base length times the height of the rectangle. Then you can get the answer. Okay. For the green part, what is the figure looks like? Right, it is a trapezium. So how to find out the area of a trapezium? You can use the upper length. Okay, it is 12 plus the lower length, which is equal to 17, and then times the height. The height of this trapezium is 15 minus 10, which is equal to 5, and then divided by 2. Then you can get the area of the green part of this figure. Okay, and for the last figure, it is another trapezium, so you can use the similar method. Okay, the upper length is equal to 17, and the lower length is equal to 14, and the height is 15, and then divided by 2. So this is the sum of all these 3 terms will be the area under the speed time graph. Okay, so you can use your calculator to find out the answer, which is equal to 425. Is it okay? But don't forget to write down the unit. Okay, what is the unit for this quantity? It is calculated by the multiplication of the vertical height and the horizontal length. Okay, so meter per second times second. Okay, the second can be cancelled out, which is equal to meter. And actually, the area of a speed, the area under the graph, under a speed time graph, is the distance traveled by the object. So for the last part of the question, find out the distance traveled by the bus during the whole journey. The distance traveled by the bus should be equal to 425 meter. Is it okay? For question 1. And for question 2, okay, Thomas cycling, okay, and it is the speed time graph of his motion. Okay, so can you describe his motion during the time from 0 to 30 seconds? That means the motion of the whole journey. So how many parts will you divide the motion into? Yeah, it should be divided into 3 parts. For the first part, that means from time equals to 0 to 5 seconds. He starts from rest. So I will say in this way, he starts from rest. It is from 0. And then increase his speed along a straight line to 2. So I will say that he cycled with a constant acceleration. So you can use the word constant or uniform. Okay, both are the same. Okay, he start from rest and then cycle with a constant acceleration and then up to the speed equals to 2 meters per second. It is the first part of the journey, right? For the second part of the journey, that means from 5 to 24 seconds, the speed is kept constant, which is equal to 2 meters per second. So I will say in this way, he travels with a constant speed, 2 meters per second. His speed doesn't change. It is constant throughout the second part of the motion, right? And for the last part of the motion, okay, he decreased his speed. Then it is a deceleration, okay? And finally, the speed is 0. That means he stops. So I say in this way, he has a constant deceleration until finally stop, right? Okay, so you can describe the motion like this way, okay? For the second part of the journey, okay, for the second part of the question, you have to find out the slope of the graph, okay? The slope of the graph, okay, just like this one. Okay, how to find out the slope of a graph? Okay, you can use the vertical height and then divided by the horizontal length. Then you can find out the slope of the first part of the graph from 0 to 5 seconds, right? So I will do in this way. Slope is equal to this vertical height is 2 minus 0. And the horizontal length is 5 minus 0. Okay, actually you can omit the 0, okay? 2 divided by 5 is equal to 0.4, okay? And don't forget to write down the unit again. The unit for the value in the numerator is meter per second. And for the value in the denominator is second. So meter per second is meter per second square, right? And for the second part of the motion, okay, 5 to 24 seconds. So the speed, okay, this part, the value is equal to 2, and this one is 2. So it is 2 minus 2. And the horizontal length is 24 minus 5. So everybody should know that 2 minus 2 is 0. 0 divided by anything is equal to 0 again. Is it okay? For the last part of the graph, I think you can find out the slope by yourself. And what is the physical meaning of the slope? Okay, so the slope of a speed time graph should be equal to the acceleration of the object, okay? That means the slope of the graph represents his acceleration during the motion. And you can check with the unit. The unit is meter per second square. This should be the unit for acceleration, right? And for the last part of the question, you have to find out the distance between x and y. That means the area of the speed time graph, okay? Because the area under the graph represent the distance traveled by the object, okay? So you can divide it into 3 parts or simply do it as a whole because it is a trapezium, right? You can use the upper length. This one, 24 minus 5 is equal to 19, and then plus the lower length. Okay, the base is equal to 30, and then times the height. The height should be equal to 2, and then divided by 2. Okay, so you can do it as a whole. It is a trapezium. And for this value, you can use a calculator. You can get the answer is equal to 49, right? And the area represents the distance travel. So it is in meter. Is it okay? And how to find out the average speed throughout the journey? The maximum speed during the journey is 2. But what is the average speed? The average speed can be found out by using this formula. The total distance traveled divided by the total time taken, right? The total distance traveled is the answer in the previous part, which is equal to 49. And the total time taken is 30 seconds. So the answer is 1.63. And the unit for speed is meter per second. Is it okay? I think these two questions are not too difficult for you. Okay, I think you can get a very good result in your assignment. Okay, thank you for watching. Bye bye.